You're catnip to a girl like me. Handsome, dazed, and to die for.
Hi, welcome to the Bencher Movie Club. I'm Charlie.
Yeah, my name's Ben.
Mistletoe can be deadly if you eat it.
But a kiss can be even deadlier if you mean it.
And this is the first of our Christmas film reviews, where we're going to talk about my first choice, which is Batman Returns from '92, directed by Tim Burton.
1992, that's a long time ago, isn't it?
And you know...
I remember when this came out.
I know you do. And I remember we watched it at the same time, because it was one of the first film, it was one of the early days of 12 certificate in cinema. Before that, it used to be PG-15, and it was a 12 certificate, and I was 10 years old, Lauren was 11, and Rosie would have been 8. So me, you, Lauren and Rosie went to the Odeon in Gants Hill. Mum sat out in the car, she was like, they're not going to get in, it's a 12 certificate. And they went, well, these two I believe, but not and Rosie just started crying.
Yeah.
And she had to take her out to the car to Mum.
That's right, I remember that. Yeah, Rosie didn't get in.
And me, you and Lauren went to see it.
That's right. That was this film. Yeah, I vaguely remember that. That was quite good, that little cinema in Gants Hill.
Yeah,
It's flats now, isn't it? They knocked it down, it's houses or something now. Okay, yeah, anyway, yeah, let's Batman Returns from 1992. This is your choice. Yeah, Christmas film. Bit of a weird Christmas film. I wouldn't class this as a Christmas film. It's a good film.
Yeah, but it's got more Christmas references in it than most so-called Christmas films.
Is it, really?
If you think Home Alone or Die Hard or Trading Places or any of them are Christmas films, this has more... There's more Christmas trees in this than any of them films. There's more references to Christmas. People saying, you're a big present, I'm going to open up these presents and blah, blah, blah. Okay. It's constant all the way through it.
I just never would have thought it. Yeah, I watched it last night. I didn't see it as a Christmas film. Good film. It's really good film.
Yeah.
And really well cast.
Yeah.
She's fantastic in it, Michelle Pfeiffer. There is no one that can better that Catwoman. She looks absolutely stunning as well, and she's just perfect for that role. Yeah. And Danny DeVito, he's brilliant as the Penguin. He's got that look about him.
He was the only choice, really.
Yeah, he was fantastic. Did you know that? Did you know that she had to be vacuum packed into her suit every day?
Really?
Yeah, she had to be vacuum packed, and she could only work for an X amount of hours, otherwise she'd end up passing out.
I can believe it because how tight it is on her.
She went through 60 cat suits during the filming of that, costing $1,000 each.
Wow. How much did the costume cost that you made for Rosie when she was Catwoman? And I was Joker and George was Batman.
I don't know. I know Tracy's
The only thing disappointing about that is because all the other little films, Ben used to make films like when we were kids, so imagine like Bugsy Malone versions of films. So you've done Exorcist, Annie.
Yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
That's before I'd even seen The Exorcist. All I'd ever seen was the French and Saunders version of it.
But then you thought, oh, Batman, that'd be a good one, because you want to make the costumes, and then you got us up Sunday morning, like 6 in, and you was like, we were saying, what are we going to do? Are we fighting? Or we do? Yeah. No, look, just walk towards the camera and say,
I'm Batman.
Hear me roar.
Yeah.
Or something. I'm Joker, make my day.
I know.
And Rosie's, meow, I'm Catman.
Yeah. No, not good.
Yeah, the story let you down on that. Costumes were good.
So it's starring Michael Keaton from Beetlejuice, Jack Frost,
Birdman, Spider-Man. He likes films where he's a man. Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken's good in this.
Yeah, he's always good, Christopher Walken.
Oh, he is good.
Even like his one scene is in Pulp Fiction and it's brilliant. Yeah. You're just listening to him. He's
brilliant. He is brilliant.
Or True Romance. So Christopher Walken's character he plays, Max Schreck, was a replacement last minute. The character was actually going to be Two-Face, which is a big character in Batman. Because Billy D. Williams plays Harvey Dent in the first Batman by Tim Burton. And his character was going to be the catalyst in this, but they decided, no, we'll just make a new character, and they done Christopher Walken, who Tim Burton was really frightened of. He said he was just really intimidating.
He is good. What else has he been in?
We mentioned Deer Hunter. He was in Deer Hunter, Sleepy Hollow, Dead Zone.
He's in something recently that I've seen, and he's sort of like got the longish sort of hair. Oh, well, listen, I've seen... he's in loads of stuff anyway. There's also Michelle Pfeiffer from The Witches of Eastwick, What Lies Beneath, Scarface, One Fine Day. Yeah. Shouldn't be finishing before you start sticking... You say about me butting in. Right. There's also Michelle Pfeiffer from Witches of Eastwick, What Lies Beneath, Scarface, One Fine Day. And what else is she in, Char?
Grease 2.
Grease 2.
Wolf.
That's right, with Jack Nicholson.
I was disappointed by that because I love werewolves, but anyway. Oh yeah, she was always really pretty. I had a bit of a
Oh,
crush.
she's stunning.
I had a crush on her when I was younger, and it was probably from this.
She was
seeing her in this
absolutely
thinking,
stunning.
Wow. Yeah.
She was absolutely beautiful, Michelle Pfeiffer.
Like the other women who tried to get this role, it wasn't a role that they actually had to pursue people.
Oh no, I've got a list of women here, so see if
Go
there's
on,
ones.
you mentioned what list have you got of these are the actresses
Right.
desperately want, because you got to think as well when these women were young girls, you had Batman back in 1966 on telly. You had this strong positive female villain with Catwoman, and everyone in Hollywood wanted to play this part.
Yeah.
So who pursued it?
Well, Meryl Streep was considered for it. Also Madonna, Cher, Demi Moore, Susan Sarandon, Gina Davis, and Brooke Shields.
And Bridget Fonda, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Raquel Welch, Julie Newmar, Lena Olin, Ellen Barkin, and in a strange way, Kim Basinger really wanted to play it, even though she was in the previous film. So
Everyone wanted it then, and that was anyone that was anyone at that time. They was all the top of their game at that time, weren't they?
and she wanted it to be that Vicky Vale character was Catwoman, ends up being Catwoman, which would have been okay, but you couldn't beat Michelle Pfeiffer. The other thing is, there was the person who really wanted the part was Sean Penn.
Sean Penn. What is Catwoman?
No, Sean Young. Sorry. Sean Young.
Who's Sean Young?
She was in Blade Runner, and she was very nearly Vicky Vale in the first Batman film, but she had an accident on a horse, I think, or she injured herself, so they replaced her with Kim Basinger last minute. So then she was like, well, okay, maybe I'll be in the next one. As soon as they heard about the Catwoman thing, you know what she done? Michael Keaton and the producer Mark Canton were on a sofa, and this is in the studio, discussing the role of Catwoman, what we're going to do with the film, or discussing the film. Sean Young walked in dressed as Catwoman, jumped on the table and meow, I'm your Catwoman. And they just sat there in silence until she just stood up and walked out of the room.
A bit nutty. They're going, okay, but a bit awkward.
And they went, right, let's cross her off.
Yeah.
Nutcase.
Oh,
and there's interviews with her saying about it. Go, yeah, I just dressed up as what I thought they'd want. And it wouldn't have been the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman costume. It's a crappy Halloween Catwoman mask. Jump on the sofa and not introduce it. No, hi, can I talk to you about the role? Try and persuade them. She come in.
She bursts in.
Jumped on the sofa and went meow.
And starts licking herself.
I'm your Catwoman. And that was Sean Penn. No, I'm your Catwoman.
I don't think I've known that. Also, did you know that Annette Bening was actually cast as Catwoman, but she was replaced with Michelle Pfeiffer because she became pregnant?
No.
So it basically had been given to another actress.
Yeah. Michelle Pfeiffer had trained 4 months with the whip.
Yeah.
And she nailed it in the first scene because of the bit where she knocks all those heads off.
Ah, okay.
Because that's genuine. It's not people pulling off ropes.
Yeah.
She had to go for the heads with the whip, and they thought it's going to take a number of takes to get all 4 right.
Yeah.
She's done it first time, so it's one take, and that's what you see in the film.
She also cut a stuntman's face.
Yeah.
With the whip.
Yeah.
But, well, got a little code of honour. You can sit and go, done that, Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah. And
She-
they go,
she-
"Oh,
she-
I better do that." Ooh.
Yeah, it's my little badge of honour there. Michelle Pfeiffer done that with a whip. But she was. Michelle Pfeiffer had to put a live bird in her mouth because the birds that they had, it's a really colourful bird, wasn't it? That bird, really beautiful looking. Because the real birds, they all look too fake.
Like a little canary.
Yeah, so she had to put the real bird in her mouth.
And then let it out of her mouth as well.
Yeah.
She since said that if she was doing it now, she wouldn't do it. She goes, if I could do it again, I wouldn't have done that.
She said...
she didn't think about the injury she could cause or the disease.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Because the bird could have pooed in her mouth.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But also the bird's going to be scared thinking it's going to be eaten or whatever. But the bird ain't going to know no different. And it might try and fly down her throat and stuff like that. You don't know.
I don't think that was a danger.
But there's also...
Why would it try and fly down her throat?
I don't know.
They're not burrowing animals, are they?
I don't know. But, it's a really good film, actually. I really did enjoy it.
When was the last time you see it? I guess it must not be
years
since.
ago. I've not seen it for years. I didn't realise how long it'd been since I've seen it until I'd actually watched it again last night. Because I forgot about their romantic bit when they both... I love that bit when they're dancing and they both realise that who each other are. I love their chemistry together.
Yeah.
Their chemistry together is really... It works really well. She's fantastic in it. She's absolutely fantastic.
Well,
that's what I was going to say. She recently found her whip, I think, and she was practising in her garden with her whip or something like that. She goes, I'm not as good, I'm a bit rusty or something. I think she was on a talk show or something saying about it, but she found her old whip and she was in her garden to see if she still had it, you know.
Ah, that's cool. Well, the chemistry between them was probably so well because they actually used to date. There was an
Oh, did they?
During
this film?
Before this. And it was a bit of trouble because it was a few years before this. Then Michael Keaton and her dated, like I say, about five years earlier.
Right.
They split on amicable terms.
Yeah.
That was fine. But at the time of Batman Returns, Michael Keaton was trying to get back with his ex-wife. So the last thing he wants to do is go, oh yeah, I'm getting back with her. By the way, I'm shooting these like scenes with one of my exes, kissing her all day.
And a beautiful one like that, Michelle Pfeiffer.
So he actually lobbied at first saying, look, can we find someone else? But then once she's got the part, although she did kick him for real. When they're doing the fight scene, she actually caught his face.
Bit like, I'll get you.
And I remember that coming out in the papers at the time, saying like trouble on set with ex-couple.
No, but I think their chemistry was fantastic in it. They work really well together.
The funny thing about that masquerade ball as well, they're the only two people in there not wearing masks, and yet they're the only two people who in real life wear masks.
Yeah.
Everyone else there is just wearing the masks for the masquerade.
I love it when they find out who each other are.
Yeah. It's like, a really clever way it's written, and like you said, the chemistry between them, they're so believable. They're not posing,
fighting there,
but you see, they're not. Neither one of them are posing for the camera. No. Like she looks like she's in bits, and he's trying to comfort her. If you watch the new Batman film with Robert Pattinson and Zoe Kravitz as Batman and Catwoman, there's no chemistry. They just look like two models standing going, "What do you think about Gotham?" And you think, what is this? Why can't we go back to... You look at... And the thing is, her Catwoman is so good. As a filmmaker,
I think
I'd never touch her.
You would never be able to better that Catwoman. The whole outfit and everything about her. And it ain't like it's so sexual either. I know it is quite sexual, the outfit, because it's like rubber or leather. What is it, like as PVC?
Yeah.
It's that kind of like... It's sort of like almost like fetishy looking. But... It ain't really like sort of pornographic. It ain't like really sort of sexual. It's like sexy, like all low cut. Or it ain't. It actually just looks.
Yeah.
It just looks fantastic. It's a fantastic costume. Yeah. Ever come up with that costume with the big white stitches as well? It was
Tim Burton, because what happened with the first Batman, he was a bit disheartened because the studio got involved so much. So what happened? They shot the first one in Pinewood Studios in '89. And by the end of '89, they think this is so good. They bought the sets for $2 million.
Yeah.
Kept them at Pinewood Studios for like ages, and they just thought it's cheaper to pay security guards to stay there than rebuild this set.
Yeah.
And they were so desperate for a sequel. Tim Burton kept saying, "No, I ain't gonna do it. And I've done what I want with Batman." Yeah. And he said, "And you just kept poking your nose in." Yeah. And they said, "What about if this one we don't poke our nose in? Yeah. This is a Tim Burton film." Yeah. And he thought, "Great." So he designed the Penguin.
You can see it's very
Tim Burton. Yeah. And the Catwoman. You see some of the drafts.
They should do all the films then, because I think this is the last decent one.
Yeah, but what happened with this?
Because number one was okay as well, but I
love one.
Number one
still my favourite.
I reckon would have been even better if he'd been given free reign to do what he wanted. Do you know what I mean? Jack Nicholson's fantastic in it as well.
Listen, I love Jack. I wouldn't recast him. However, I know one of the people Tim Burton wanted was Tim Curry to be the Joker. And you think
I reckon he'd be brilliant.
He would have been fantastic. It was the role he was born to play.
He would have been fantastic as the Joker. He's got that smile about him as well.
But what happened with this, because the first Batman was really successful, so they've pushed for the sequel, and then they thought, let's market it. So they went through McDonald's.
We're just going to McDonald's. How can we be this lost?
We're not lost here. We're in...
Look! The Batmobile! Follow it, Dad!
Right now, there are 4 Batman Returns toys at McDonald's. A different one each week for 69 cents each while supplies last.
At McDonald's today!
And you thought we were lost.
And various, like Coca-Cola, all these people, every advertisement would go, see the new Batman film, Coca-Cola, drink this as well.
Yeah.
And the McDonald's, knowing the Happy Meals, they had like little Batman, Catwoman, they had Penguin, but he looked like the 1960s Penguin, like the nose and the monocle in his little pullback car. The parents then took their kids to the cinema, and there you see Danny DeVito biting someone's nose off.
Yeah.
All the sexual innuendo and all the stuff like that, or her getting pushed out the window, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And there was a big lobby in America. People campaigned against it, trying to sue Warner Brothers, saying, you've misled our children to think this is a family film.
Yeah.
It's clearly not. So that's why the one after it, they started going back, and Tim Burton, no, this is our rule, you can't do this. And he jumped ship and Michael Keaton left. So then Joel Schumacher took over, and it was just 1960s camp, like joking, and it was one with Val Kilmer in it. And it was just terrible.
Yeah.
And they brought Robin
I don't think
in.
I've even seen number 3 and number 4. It's one of them's got Uma Thurman and Alicia Silverstone.
That was Batman and Robin. That's the fourth one.
And what was the third one?
Batman Forever had Jim Carrey, Tommy Lee Jones,
Poison Ivy or something in
Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman.
Uma Thurman was Poison Ivy. Nicole Kidman was just some like psychologist who he jumps in front of and goes, "I've heard of your work," and they're trying to make it all funny and neon. And the thing is with Robin, the studio kept wanting him in it, and they weren't gonna. Tim Burton thought about it in the second one. He was going to get Marlon Wayans. Do you know Scary Movie?
Yeah.
No shorty that went laughing. He was going to be Robin.
Okay.
And he was so far down the line of getting the part, he kept getting residual checks for the first 2 Batman films years later. He's been in interviews saying, they give me checks for a film I was never in.
Yeah.
Because of a technicality in the clause.
Okay.
And where he was going to be Robin. But yeah, so then after that it went downhill. But obviously this one was a lot darker.
Oh, this is brilliant. I think this is definitely the best of the last of it. She's up there actually, Michelle Pfeiffer on my wall there.
As a filmmaker, I would happily make a Batman film and I'd redesign Batman, Joker, Riddler, any of them.
Yeah.
She's the only one I wouldn't want. I say I'm not putting her in it because I can't top what Tim Burton and Michelle Pfeiffer done in this film. Because they made her a sympathetic character. At one point she was just going to be some nymphomaniac going around Gotham killing people.
Yeah, you do feel sorry for her.
She's just like a secretary who's getting it wrong, gets pushed out the window and gets a bit empowered by it.
Yeah. Yeah, she's brilliant character in it.
And obviously with the Penguin, you couldn't really fit straight away. For years before that, everyone went Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
It was actually going to be Penguin and Riddler. It was going to be Danny DeVito and Robin Williams.
You know what though? The only casting, as you've just mentioned, I think would have been fantastic was Tim Curry.
As Joker.
Would have been brilliant.
Yeah. But I see another one was Robin Williams was almost the Joker.
No, Tim Curry. Tim Curry would have been absolutely fantastic because that's he's got the face for it. Yeah. He would have been able to, and he would have Harry done Rocky Horror. Harry made that, exploded that character, Frankenfurter.
Yeah,
he
white
done
makeup.
He's done the same with the Joker.
You could take off his wig, and you almost got the Joker.
Yeah, to Frankenfurter.
But what happened? Robin Williams was all set to play the Joker as well. He was one of the final in the run.
Was that in the 80s? First Batman? Was it 89?
Yeah. So Robin Williams was between him and Jack Nicholson, but they said to Jack Nicholson, "We're giving the part to Robin Williams," just to sort of get that last little push, make him because of the competitiveness between all actors. And he went, "Oh, I'll get the part." Robin Williams was really peed off. He was like, "I really want to play that part." So they said, "Well, you'll get to play the Riddler." So he was nearly in part 2. Then part 3, Tim Burton was like, "I'm 100% doing the Riddler. He's the main villain in part 3." Tim Burton then leaves part 3, and they go, "We'll get Jim Carrey, this new kid." So the Batman franchise always eluded Robin Williams.
No, it's fantastic. A really good film though. I don't see it as a Christmas film, but it's a fantastic film anyway. And I do
even with the last line.
Well, come what may. Merry Christmas, Mr. Wayne.
Merry Christmas, Albert. Goodwill toward men and women.
Yeah, I suppose it's got a little bit of a Christmassy feel.
I think it is really. I mean, it's got all this
it's got a cold feel. It's like winter.
Danny
it's proper
Elfman.
winter feel to it because it's like the streets all snowy and everything. And
because even Danny Elfman's music in this one, Danny Elfman's obviously the main collaborator music-wise with Tim Burton. All of his films.
Is he the one married to Bridget Fonda?
Oh, Bridget Fonda. Oh, yes. Sorry,
is Danny Elfman. Is he the one that does the Simpsons theme?
Yes.
That's Bridget Fonda's ginger bloke.
Yeah. He was in Oingo Bongo. No, done Weird Science.
Okay.
He was in that. He done Beetlejuice theme tune, Batman theme tune. He works with Tim Burton.
Tim Burton a lot. Then.
Although they fell out on this.
Oh, did they?
Over because of the time restraint, because the studio's pushing them. Tim Burton's obviously pushing him, and they go quick. You got to do it quicker. But they did make up again afterwards. It was nominated for 2 Oscars, Best Makeup and Special Effects, which I could see the makeup especially.
Yeah.
With Danny DeVito's Penguin, it took 3 hours of makeup each day, but he loved it.
Yeah.
He said it's his favourite role.
Oh, it's one of them dream jobs for all of them, I think.
No, but for
Michelle
him,
Pfeiffer, she loved Catwoman when she was younger. She also said that she absolutely loved Catwoman, and this was like her dream job.
I think all women did, didn't they?
Yeah, I think when you're young, there was very few female superheroes to sort of look up to, and so Catwoman would have been one of them.
Yeah, but Danny DeVito in particular, with the part of the Penguin, he felt he just sort of exaggerated who he was in a way. He got to really play up to this great character, and he stayed in character between takes, even though he normally do that. And he was like, carrying after like the women and stuff like that, and he just loved it.
Yeah.
He said if he got the chance, he would have played the character again and again.
Yeah. It's one of them. It's like a dream job, isn't it? Did you also know that Michelle Pfeiffer was considered for the role of Vicky Vale in Batman?
Oh, really? Yeah, see, that probably had a long list of women going... I mean, not as much as Catwoman because of how iconic Catwoman is.
Yeah. What's she like in Batman, Vicky Vale? Is she right?
Kim Basinger?
Is she good in it?
You know what? I'll be honest with you, nothing special.
No.
I like Kim Basinger in LA Confidential and other things.
I like her. My favourite film of hers is 9.5 Weeks. I think that's her favourite.
Yeah.
Acting wise, and also the way she looks in that, I think she's really natural in that.
She plays the part, but I don't think it's necessarily her part. It's just the character of Vicky Vale is quite boring.
Is she?
Yeah. And you're really just watching Batman and Joker. And I also think this is the first time with this one they decided to give him two villains. Because Tim Burton really pushed for Catwoman, the studio wanted Penguin. And they've done two, but they actually balance it quite well. Because it's not like you go, well, Penguin didn't need to be in it.
She's not really a villain though, is she?
No, but I mean, this is it. Really, you can look at it, you think...
She's not a villain at all. She hasn't done anything really wrong to anyone. She doesn't hurt anyone else, does she?
No, but what I'm saying is...
She blows up that place, didn't she? Blows up with the gas.
Yeah, but this is the thing about Catwoman. Catwoman's never been an out-and-out villain. It's always been a sympathetic villain. She's meant to be like a thief, goes into places, robs places, which she was doing in that film. When the security guards come up to her and you go, you men forgetting your penises or your guns or something, and hits them with a whip. They ain't done anything wrong.
No.
So she is a villain in a way.
Yeah.
She's like a cat burglar.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not that bad, but then you could also feel sorry for Penguin.
Yeah.
You know, abandoned by his parents. Oh, horrible beginning when they just chuck their baby into the water.
Yeah, I didn't know who that was. I thought it was that supposed to be Michelle Pfeiffer at the beginning.
Originally, they was going to get Burgess Meredith to be the Penguin's dad because he was Penguin in the old series. But instead, they got Pee Wee Herman, Paul Rubens, to play Penguin's dad.
Okay. The IMDb for this is 7.1 out of 10, which ain't bad,
right.
really. The Rotten Tomatoes is 81% with the critics and 73% with the audience. I would have thought the audience would have been more, really.
No, I think what it is because the Batman fans often will latch onto their favourites. So, for example, people like the new ones, the Christopher Nolan films, particularly The Dark Knight, they go, oh, that's brilliant, that's brilliant. And if someone says, oh, actually, I like Batman Returns, their response would not be to sort of just label Batman Returns as an 8 out of 10. They'll go 1 out of 10. I'm going to vote these down. You find that with many comic book films, people like their favourite ones and straight away jump in and go, I hate the new Batman film, 1 star, 1 star. And you think that's not really fair, but it's just because you don't want to compete against these. My favourite is the 89 Batman.
Right.
You know.
Oh, you prefer that to this one?
I prefer that to this one, but this is obviously my Christmas Batman film. This
is a really good film, actually. I think she's iconic. I absolutely love Michelle Pfeiffer in this film.
Yeah.
She was a really good actress.
I think
all the films that she done was fantastic, really, in all that era.
I think the day when Michelle Pfeiffer passes on, that's the picture they'll have. They'll have her as Catwoman. They'll say Catwoman dies, something like that.
Do you reckon?
I think so. Whatever part of hers. Role. I mean, really, when Michael Keaton dies, they'll probably say Batman dies, but they might say Beetlejuice because Beetlejuice was quite big as well.
Probably, yeah.
But I think with Michelle Pfeiffer, she's solidified.
He's more known for Beetlejuice than Batman because there's been so many different Batmans.
But this is the thing; it depends. Yeah. But with Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman, I think she's solidified herself in Hollywood.
I think if you'd done a poll of the best Catwoman, that she would win.
Her.
No, but she would win hands down. If you'd done like let's choose from the old '60s one, her, the new ones, any others that have come out recently.
And her big eyes, she's got big eyes which match the really big eye things they've cut for the. It's such a well designed costume. I mean, not well designed for her to move in. She hated
that costume.
Yeah.
Absolutely hated it. She goes, I never want to see that again. Because someone said, "Oh, do you dress up for your husband?" She goes, the last time I took that outfit off, I never wanted to see it again. I don't ever want to see that outfit again. It must have been uncomfortable, especially if she's had to be vacuum packed into it, like, you know.
Yeah, but
it's got to be quite uncomfortable. And she's only a slight girl anyway. She's only quite slim, but she could only work for X amount of hours because she ended up passing out.
Couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
She wasn't. I mean, she was under the impression that the Catwoman part would be a lot smaller than what it was as well. So she was pleasantly surprised they'd actually given her a backstory. They actually made her like a sympathetic character. She's got so much screen time.
Yeah, I feel sorry for her. You do feel sorry for her. Why did she deserve to die?
No, and that's what this film does well because it's got the three main characters: Batman, Penguin, and Catwoman. They've all got a reason. They've all got a story, a backstory. They're all fully developed characters. What they mucked up with subsequent films, like Jim Carrey's Riddler, is just like this guy he was a crazy scientist. Now he's the Riddler. Tommy Lee Jones is just him trying to be like Jack Nicholson from the first film. Nicole Kidman you didn't care about. Chris O'Donnell's Robin. It's like I don't care about any of these characters.
Yeah.
Whereas Batman Returns showed you characters, good acting, great characters.
Yeah.
And that's
they're all good in it, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
All of them are good in it.
I mean, Christopher Walken's great in it. When I was younger, I thought, I don't know him as like a Batman villain because he was invented for this. Maybe, because this is the other thing, Billy D. Williams, who was Harvey Dent in the first one, he's the character that Tommy Lee Jones plays in Batman Forever. So he was peed off because I thought at last I was going to get to be Two-Face.
Is it actually? You know what? Thinking of him, he is in that Adam Sandler film Click.
Christopher Walken, yeah.
That is him, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what I think I might have seen the other day.
Right.
Where I know him from.
Okay, that might be it.
Yeah, Click. That's it. That's what I see him from. But the budget for this film, a bit weird. It says like 50 to 80 million. That's a bit of a discrepancy.
Weird, yeah.
And at 30 million, it's like
Sticking
it's 50
20 million
to 80,
in their pockets.
It's like it could be 50, 80. So it's 50 to 80 million it cost. And it made $266.8 million.
Which is it's good. However, the previous Batman film made $411 million.
Really?
So even though the studio made money, they thought we're not making as much money as last time. And again, they put it down to Tim Burton making it too adult. So that's why I thought, no, make it really kiddie friendly. The next one's going to make loads of money. It did, but it was just terrible. And they should be ashamed, greedy bastards. They brought in the writer Daniel Walters due to his work on Heathers. Because they liked the snappy dialogue in Heathers and they thought that might transition well in this.
Yeah, that's a good film.
Yeah, so when they wanted Sam Hamm, the original writer from the old Batman, who was on this for a little while, he wanted Billy D. Williams to come back as Two-Face. And that was going to be the character that Max Schreck was. And if you notice, there's the one song in this by Susie and the Banshees, Face to Face. It's Two-Face. So it's like, it was that early on. So Susie and the Banshees probably got wind of an earlier draft and thought, Two-Face, okay. Oh, we can work with something with Two-Face. But they use that song. That's the song in the dance scene in the Masquerade Ball. Know that music that's playing when they dance with each other. It's a really good song.
Yeah.
That's what you have to use on Instagram when you put this on there. More so than the Batman theme, because this is very distinctive to this film. And it was a song which, in America, because of some clause, they could only release it on cassette tape. So it never done that well. But Warner Brothers often have these clauses, like Prince's Batman album. He never was able to. He never had rights to the material on it. That's what really peed him off. The whole Prince album is owned by Warner Brothers. So whenever he was on tour, there was a list of all his albums. Instead of Batman, it just says Scandalous, which is a song off of it. So Warner Brothers really screw people over music-wise.
That's why it's always been though, isn't it?
The new sets, unlike the first one, this one was actually shot in America because at the time the UK tax had changed because they always used to use British films for Star Wars, Indiana Jones, but it was becoming too expensive. So they thought, well, we'll shoot it over where we live then.
Yeah. Have they stopped making Batman films now? Is this?
No, there was The Batman came out, I think, last year, which everyone loved.
Of course, there's the Joker and all that's come out, isn't it?
The Joker, Joker was good. I like Joker.
It's part of the Batman.
Yeah, but
universe.
It almost isn't. They've deliberately tried to keep it separate.
Yeah, that film, The Joker, that is not really doesn't really concentrate on Batman at all, does it?
No.
Brilliant film that. I think I'd like it. I love that film. I don't like superhero films usually, but that Joker was brilliant.
The Catwoman popping her head up at the end.
Yeah.
That was done in post-production. That was actually done 2 weeks before the film was released.
Oh, was it?
So before it just used to pan up and end on the sky, on the bat signal in the sky. And then someone thought, wouldn't it be good because we don't know if she's alive or not. He sees the cat and we thought, we want her to be alive.
Yeah.
So they done that. That weren't Michelle Pfeiffer.
Wasn't it?
No. So it's just, they got another actress, they're not going to get her back in just to stick her head up with the back of her head. Someone came up with the idea, what about you see his light and then she looks up at it. And they went, let's try it. And it looked great. So that's why they kept it.
It's good. I like that scene of it because it's sort of it confirms that she's still alive, yeah.
Because I remember even...
Because she doesn't deserve to die.
No.
She's not a bad character. She's a good character. She's
downtrodden?
No, but she's quite a sassy sort of character, isn't she? She's quite a sassy kind of... She's very confident when she's Catwoman. She's little one-liners and very...
But you see how she kills Shrek at the end, Max Shrek, Christopher Walken, when she does the thing. Originally...
But he killed her. Didn't he, really?
Originally, though, it would have been... That's how Two-Face is created, to go with half a burnt face. It's going to be... So that's how that all came from. But again, they didn't use
that.
Billy D. Williams.
No, it's a really good film though. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it's got to be at least 20 odd years since I've seen it, and it's really weird. It's really weird because you don't think of things like
time.
Yeah, I don't think of it being that long since I've seen this. Like when I look back at 1992 and I thought, fucking hell, that's a long time ago. How old was I? 92, 74, 84,
30,
18. So you'd have been 10.
I was 10. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have been
said
10.
about the cinema.
And Lauren would have been 11. So Rosie would have been 8. Yeah,
that's why I didn't let her in. They said,
I remember that, and she was really upset.
And I was really pleased I got in. I thought, yes, I get to see Batman, because I'd have been heartbroken. I know Rosie was upset, but she cries at anything. So she would have just cried anyway.
Bless her.
Yeah, the penguins in it, they used loads of real penguins, but they also used animatronic ones, which they mixed in with them to do certain tricks and stuff.
It holds up really well today. Still holds up really well. There's nothing like, you don't look and go, oh, that's all dated now. Like, so whatever special effects they've used and everything, it still looks good. It's like a comic book. Yeah. It feels like a comic. Like the colours and everything about it has got a comic book feel. So whatever he's done a fantastic job with it.
And it's a shame that people had such a reaction to. I can understand, because there is like murders in it and stuff. But it's like the beauty queen when she gets pushed off the roof. Like Penguin throws the umbrella, all the bats fly. She screams and falls to her death, didn't she? That's brutal for a kids' film. People go, oh my God, they just killed this innocent woman, because it weren't like she was a snidey one. She was a nice woman. He was like, I've come to take your picture. She's like, hey, and he like clubs her with something. You think, no, it's quite bad.
It's quite dark. I like the darkness of it. I think it wouldn't have been as good if it had sort of been toned down.
That was real fish he was eating as well, the raw fish. But he loved it. He said, it was the best fish you can imagine. He said, I love sushi anyway, and I was just going to town on this fish. So when you see it all going around his mouth and stuff, it's really disgusting to look at.
As I say, she had a real bird in her mouth, didn't she? Yeah. So they really went to town on it.
Yeah, and the innuendo is stuff like that, when he's going, just the pussy I was looking for, and things like that. You think,
yeah, but as a child, I don't think you would pick up on that.
No, but the parents did. That was the problem.
Yeah.
I don't even think the children would have been that upset with the Batman thing. I think it's the parents go, oh my God, look at this. That's disgusting, that is.
Yeah.
You know, people got nothing better to do than complain about things like that. That's true. But no, I really liked it, and it was a shame that it wasn't more well received by the adults, because the studio might have let Tim Burton make part 3 that he wanted to make, with Robin Williams as the Riddler. Michael Keaton would have come back, and it would have been a great way to finish it. Instead, they just dropped the ball. But yeah, that was the Christmas.
Well, it's a really good film. So yeah, it's a good one. That was my one for next week. Is going to be Trading Places.
Air Trading Places.
Air Trading Places. Yeah, no, Trading Places with Dan Aykroyd, Eddie Murphy, and Jamie Lee Curtis.
And
classic
Stadler and Waldorf.
Yeah, yeah. So that's a Christmassy film, isn't it?
Yeah. It's Christmas. I think it's. Well, listen, I
mean, it's not mega Christmas, but it is Christmassy. It's a fantastic film.
It's Christmassy enough.
It is fantastic.
The thing is, it's good to give people alternatives, because some people go, we're going to watch Home Alone again, or we're going to watch
it's
Elf.
A feel good. It's a nice film. I love that. I'll tell you what I like about it as well. It feels proper 80s.
Yeah.
It's got a lovely 80s vibe about it, where things were just better in the 80s.
Probably a few things in it might have dated about now. You know, some of the humour.
Oh, there is a few bits. Yeah, but we talk about it when we see it. I don't personally get offended by anything. I like things. I don't get offended by stuff, but I can see where certain things. I can think of a certain bit in this film that probably wouldn't.
Well, we'll talk about it next
work
week.
Today.
Talk about it. Next week.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. Fantastic film. Yeah, Batman Returns, highly recommended. And yes, please catch us on. We're on Instagram.
Please.
I'm not begging like that.
Please catch us on Spotify.
Yeah, no.
Or YouTube, Facebook.
Why are you saying like that? Why are you saying it? Please, like, oh, not please, like...
Please, or Facebook. And if it's not too much bother, you could listen on Spotify.
No, we're on Instagram, Bench Movie Club Official.
TikTok.
We're on TikTok. We're on Facebook. We're also on a couple of podcasts, which is iTunes, Spotify, and other ones. Yeah, so, please give us a download. The YouTube channel...
Stop saying please. You ain't got to keep saying please.
All right, okay.
Oi, listen, right? Don't be a knob.
Yeah, give it a look. The YouTube page is pretty good, because there's a lot of visual content on there as well. So,
and the TikTok one's even better, because that's got loads of made up.
Well, I reckon my Instagram one's better than that.
Well, it's not though, because mine's got more original content which you can't hear on the Spotify.
Oh, okay. Anyway, thank you very much, and we'll catch up with you next week. See you later. Bye bye.
A kiss under the mistletoe. You know, mistletoe can be deadly if you eat it.
A kiss can be even deadlier.